The Joe Rogan Experience.
So, and even his defense of that, it's like, I think there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that something is. But there's a spark plug that's not screwed in all the way. There's something wrong.
Well, speaking of fake personas, I feel like that's the worst when it comes to politics.
Yes.
And I do feel like there's very, 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 very few upsides of Trump, in my opinion. But one of the upsides of Trump is that he did kind of break the mold in terms of what was viewed as the right way to communicate as a politician. Because before him, you had all these very measured people who had the proper posture and they spoke with their thumb pointed down because they don't want to be too strong with their finger pointing at you like that.
Right,
so,
or a fist.
And then he comes along and he's obviously shooting from the hip and he clearly has no filter and he's tripping over his words. Tremendous, believe me. He's unnecessarily punchy and short with his sentences. And I remember there was a report that came out that said he communicates, I think it was like a 6th or 7th grade level or something like that. And everybody in the media was mocking it. And I did a segment where I said, you guys are mocking, and that's a terrible idea because guess what? The way he's speaking, even though it sounds stupid, it's going to pierce through. Like, you know how when some people talk, it's hard, you have to focus to pay attention, to listen to where they're going with it, and it's hard. And then there's other people who talk, and it's like, you just get it. It's immediately right in your brain. Right. And it doesn't matter, agree or disagree with the substance of what that person is saying, you know when somebody's an effective communicator. And when he was out there on the campaign trail, and he was, for example, campaigning in the Rust Belt, where Hillary Clinton did not go,
right.
And he was like, NAFTA's terrible. They shipped out all your jobs. It was unbelievably terrible. Believe me, let me just tell you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep your jobs here. It's going to be unbelievable. Believe me.
That's pretty good.
It is good, right? I do a pretty good Trump. People tell me that.
The voice is a little off, but the mannerisms are excellent.
So,
how about the fucking thing he did recently where he said that he would have gone into the school when the school shooting was going on? He would have run in there even if he didn't have a gun.
Yeah, it's like...
Could you
I was with
imagine
him
any other
shitting on the
president
cop.
saying that?
You can't. I was with him when he was like, listen, the cop should have gone in. Everybody's like, yeah, of course the cop should have gone in. Yeah, but then he has to gratuitously take it so much further. Then he goes, I would have gone in. And then he adds, without a weapon. Like, now everybody knows you're just full of shit.
Imagine if he was there. Imagine if he was there. Like, if Trump just happened to be there giving a speech at the school when a school shooting started, and he didn't do anything. He just stood on the outside.
We know he would have. It's a guarantee. I mean, he's the guy who said, my personal Vietnam was avoiding STDs at the orgies I went to.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so he's a chicken hawk.
Wasn't that a scene in The Dead Zone? Yes.
I didn't see The Dead Zone.
In the book, in fact, the guy uses someone to shield him from a shooter. And that's what keeps that guy from ever becoming president, so it keeps him from pressing the button. Because the guy was going to become president, and he was going to launch a nuclear assault and a nuclear war. And this guy that was Christopher Walken's... Was Christopher Walken? Was, right? I think so. He realized by touching this guy's hand, this guy was going to do this. And so there was like some scenario that took place where someone was trying to shoot him, and he used someone else to shield him from the bullet, and that's what prevented him from ever becoming president.
It's a movie, The Dead Zone, or it's a show?
It's a movie, and it's also it was also a book by Stephen King. I'm trying to figure. Okay. I've read the book and I saw the movie. I'm trying to remember. Was it Walken? Yeah. Fuck it. That's right. Young Walken. Look at that handsome faced bastard.
He's a weird looking dude.
Weird as it gets, but that's what's cool about him. It's a great movie though. Fun. It might not be great anymore. It might be one of those movies like I always told people we should watch Altered States. It's amazing. And then I watched it. And like,
certain things age so bad. We were just talking about it. I don't know, but especially with comedy, and you've pointed this out. If you go back and look at old comedy, it's just a different world they were living in.
Stand up.
And exactly, if you take the conversation we're having and you like somehow get it back to 1950, people would look at us like. Just the fact that we casually curse and, the concepts we're talking about, they'd be like, this is unbelievably impolite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, one of the best examples, I think, is Stephen Colbert saying that President Trump uses his mouth as Putin's cock holster.
Just said it on, whatever, network TV or cable, whatever the fuck it is.
Can you imagine Johnny Carson doing that? I mean,
no way.
Go back to the old Ed Sullivan show, where Jackie Mason got banned for life because it looked like he gave the finger. He did this thing.
Right.
Like, this is what I do. I'm Jackie Mason. And he says he never even gave him the finger, but he was accused of giving someone the finger, and that was it. He was banned.
Didn't they do that with Elvis when he performed deformed. He like moved his hips in a way that they thought was too sexual. So they're
Yes.
like, we can't show this because there are kids that exist in the world.
Well, they would only frame him from the waist up. They wouldn't show all that fuck motion. There was too much fuck motion
Why-
going on with Elvis. Come on, man.
That's so goofy. Like, I don't get what it is about.
Different times. I mean, they were just a few generations away from the powdered wigs.